Hey, welcome back. First thing, I gotta thank you for being a viewer and helping to grow this channel and this community. We're up close to 200 subscribers now, and that may not seem like a huge number to you, but it's the most we've ever had. So I really do appreciate you helping to grow this channel and this community and sharing your thoughts in the comments. It really makes this all worthwhile. Today, let's talk about those of us who want to have a career in aviation. Believe it or not, people who get that idea, and it's a perfectly reasonable idea, they generally don't know where to start. You'll hear Pat Brown and I talk about this periodically, that you don't know what you don't know. And that's all right, because you can find out what you don't know. So I'm going to give you a piece of advice that I commonly give to people who ask this question, and I really believe it's the best way to go. If you think you want to have a career in aviation, doesn't matter what you might want it to be, whether you want to be a pilot, a mechanic, an engineer, an administrator, an airport director, whatever, it does not matter. Get a job at the airport. Any job at the airport, whatever's available, start there. There is a wide spectrum of opportunity, even for teenagers starting out at the airport, but it's true even if you're looking for a career change, there's probably something at your local airport or at one of the businesses based at your local airport that'll get you involved. Line service is a common first job for a lot of people, and as a line service worker, you'll be fueling airplanes and selling oil and basically taking care of traffic as it comes in and out. It's an enjoyable job, and you'll meet some fascinating people while you do it. You might even work the reception desk at the flight school or the FBO, where you'll meet everybody coming in and out. You'll learn how to do the billing and all that sort of thing. Again, you get to meet the folks you're going to want to know to get ahead in this business. Perhaps you like being outdoors more. You might be a maintenance worker. And to do that, maybe you're lubricating hangar doors and driving tugs around and replacing runway and taxiway lights, whatever they need you to do. The key is you're at the airport dealing with the people who run the businesses and use the services in aviation where you want to work and establish a career. You might even consider becoming an entry-level laborer, a helper at the local aircraft maintenance shop. There's somebody at every shop that needs to sweep up or put parts away or pull parts out and hand a tool to a mechanic who's in a particularly tough spot. There's all sorts of jobs from the very entry level up to the airport director and all sorts of things in between. So if you're thinking you want to have a career in aviation, whether it's soon or whether it's years from now, consider getting a job at the airport. You're going to be farther ahead than the folks who are working at a fast food joint downtown or a grocery store or whatever else that's totally non-aviation related. Because remember, the money they pay you at the shoe store or the grocery store or the hamburger stand is the exact same money they pay you at the airport. The difference is at the airport, you're making connections. You're also learning to speak the language of aviation because let's face it, pilots, air traffic controllers, everybody, we speak a somewhat different language. We have a jargon all our own that's different than other industries. It seems incomprehensible in the beginning and you will often be confused, but the more you're around it, the more logical and sensible it is until finally you're going home to talk to your significant other or your parents or whoever in a language that they don't understand. And believe it or not, that can give you a little boost of pride. You can also learn an awful lot by working at the airport about how do airports operate. Is it a non-towered airport? Is it a towered airport? Is it in Bravo airspace, Charlie airspace, Delta airspace, Gulf airspace? What types of aircraft and businesses thrive at this airport? What type of traffic comes through? All of that is valid information that you'll pick up fairly quickly working on the airport, but will remain a complete mystery to you as long as you're outside the fence. You might even find that the job you thought you wanted before you got involved in aviation isn't really the job you want. You might decide, you might have started thinking, I really love airplanes, and find out, no, helicopters are my thing. Or a blimp. I want to work with blimps. Believe it or not, there's whole crews that do that. It's a specialty, as almost everything in aviation is. But if you go hang out at the airport, eventually you'll see the thing that really floats your boat. You'll meet the people who do that, and you'll find out you have a way in that you never would have found if you hadn't gone to work, even at an entry-level job, at the local airport. I'll give you an example. I have an old friend, wonderful woman. I've always liked her. She's absolutely terrific. We worked together years ago when she was a private pilot and I was a flight instructor. She wanted to be a commercial pilot, but she just couldn't afford it. And she tried everything, but it just wasn't going to happen. But she worked at the airport and she had some friends who were airframe and power plant mechanics. And they worked with her and helped her get her airframe and power plant certificate. Airframe and power plant mechanic, that's a powerful thing. That opens up a lot of doors for you. And in her case, she got a job at one of the major flight schools here in Florida. By working at that flight school, not only did she earn a paycheck and get to ply her trade as an A&P mechanic, she got the company discount on flight training. So while she was working, and when she wasn't working, she did her flight training at a discount, which saved her a boatload of money on her flight training. When she finished it up, the company where she already worked hired her to be a CFI, a certificated flight instructor. She just moved from the hangar to the airplane and started logging hours and getting paid for being a pilot. It really worked out for her. She spent her time, she moved up the ranks. She's been a captain at a major airline for years now. And while your path may not be exactly like hers, it really does illustrate the fact that just getting the job at the airport introduces you to the people you need to know, teaches you some of the skills that'll benefit you, allows you networking opportunities you never would have gotten anywhere else in town, and just might lead you to your dream job quicker and more efficiently than you could have done any other way. So while there's nothing wrong with working at the local coffee shop, my kids did it, it's okay. You may find your quickest, most effective, most satisfying path to the career you want in aviation involves getting any job you can get at the airport, because it's a start. And that's all you need in any industry. You just need a start. I wish you the best of luck. Please leave me a comment down below if you've taken this route and you started out as a line person or a receptionist or a helper in a maintenance shop. You worked in maintenance on the field and you got where you wanted to go and maybe even found a destination you hadn't been aware of before. Hey, thanks so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please like the video, share it if you could, because somebody else might benefit from it. And I'll see you right back here next time. Tuesdays and Fridays, we have new content here on Mad Props. And be sure to go check out the website and read up on the blog. There might be something there for you too. I'll see you next time.